XRP holders, congratulations. Trump just made it official. Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, money makers. We're going to talk about the deal that just got signed. A little bit on my opinions on that. Plus, we'll talk about the Clarity Act and some remarks from the new Fed chairman from last night that I wanted to touch on today. Now, all I ask from you, I'm a simple man, is that you give me a beautiful smile to send out those good vibes. Smash that like button because it's Thursday. Let's try to get 1,000 likes on this video. I'm gonna wait for you. Do 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 do. Okay, enough playing with the phone. Let's get into it. Please read the disclaimer. So right now, interestingly, the crypto market and XRP has pulled back a little bit this morning. XRP is sitting at $1.19. As you could see, some people said I should go to this side. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let's stay here for a while. Right now, as you can see, it's not just XRP. The whole market kind of sold off this morning. You can see Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, XRP. They all had this since about 5 in the morning my time. So what's that, like 10 p.m. Eastern time? We've seen the crypto market pull back a little, which is interesting because the Asian markets are doing good, right? You can see the Nikkei, the SPI, the Korean, the Thai EX hit all-time highs it is after the U.S.-Iran president signed the ceasefire agreement. Yeah, by the way, President Trump formally signs the U.S.-Iran peace MOU at Versailles. The landmark agreement was finalized during a dinner hosted by French President Emmanuel Macron inside the historic Palace of Versailles. And here you can see President Trump signing the agreement. So they didn't have, an agreement meeting or anything like that. Kind of weird. Usually, you get together and sit in one place and sign together, and it's something like that. But remember that this is only like it's 60 days now, and then after that 60 days, maybe then there'll be the big ceremonial signing. Now, this part of the conflict ended after 110 days. Both countries have signed the 14-point MOU to end the war effective immediately. A lot of criticism from everywhere on this. From the U.S., from around the world, people that want peace and want stability, of course, are happy about this. But we'll see. We'll see what happens because the first the first one, including Lebanon, has not happened yet. So there's still fighting today that is happening. There's still attacks that are going on. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. If all of this is going to play out or not. And then we'll see what happens with the markets, what happens with XRP, what happens to the crypto market. We did get a little bit of a bump there. We saw XRP come up. Sorry. I don't want to die there. Come up a little bit last night, and now we've seen a little bit of a pullback. The market had a little bit of excitement. Interesting, the double bottom that we saw, right? It went into the Monday morning when we had basically the declaration that it was passing. And then since that high, we've seen XRP, and not just XRP. So since Monday midday, right? Same thing with Bitcoin, right? Same thing with Ethereum. They're all kind of selling off here, which is interesting. I think maybe some of this was the report from Eleanor about the July 4th deadline that could be prolonging a little bit how much time people think they have to get into the crypto market, to get into XRP before the Clarity Act passes. So maybe that's pulling back a little bit. Of course, Monday, we also were coming off of the SpaceX IPO from Friday, and then Monday, a lot of money was still going in there. So maybe that's something that's going on. Interesting, this kind of mini pullback that we're seeing in the crypto market after good news. You think good news would fuel? I think that the Clarity Act might still have a little bit to do with this. We'll talk about what Eleanor just updated on the Clarity Act in just a second. Before that, I want to talk to you guys about a new partner on the channel, Fortis X, right? So as many XRP holders know, XRP doesn't have that native staking. So I'm always looking for possibilities to diversify myself, to think about long-term potential investing. So we have Fortis X is one of the projects that I've been looking at recently, and you can check it out in the description down below. You have here holdings with their liquidity pools. They have all these certificates and public audit reports. And you can see here, this is how much you could potentially earn. You can put in the amount and see how much you could potentially earn here with Fortis X. As always, do your own due diligence and see if Fortis X is good for you. As any investment, there are risks with this kind of Fortis X, but there's also lots of potential for profit. So again, always do your own due diligence. If you do use my link, I really appreciate that. Again, link is in the description down below. So let's continue to what's going on with the markets. Right now, altcoins are facing their worst selling pressure in 5 years. For 15 straight months, altcoins have seen continuous net selling on spot exchanges, hitting a 5-year extreme and the worst sell off ever recorded. Only 36 of the top 100 altcoins are in profit, with over 209 billion net selling and no sign of slowing down. Right now, many people are saying this is rock bottom, right? This is the worst that it can get, but we don't know. The worst can get worser. I know that's not correct English, right? I would get a telling off from my English teacher in school, right? But it's the worst is getting worser. That is a possibility, but we also know that when times look the darkest, it's only one little small thing that can send the markets in the other direction. And many believe that that's the Clarity Act. Now, recently, Eleanor was interviewing Representative Dusty Johnson, and he says, if the Senate can get this done in the next weeks, we will move fast. Rusty Dustin tells that the House is ready to move quickly to pass the Clarity Act before the August recess. Okay, so we're getting closer and closer to the clock is ticking to when Congress and Senate, they all go out on these summer vacations, and the risk of Clarity Act not passing this term, right, this time frame of the summer, continues to go down as the days kick on, right? And so this could be one of the reasons why, like I said, maybe the market is selling off on that kind of fear, that could potentially be happening. Like if we look at the fear and greed index, it has come down a little bit. So even with the signing of the Iran deal, the crypto fear and greed index has come down as the prices kind of come down, right? The 16th of June was the high there we saw Monday, and the last few days when we've seen a little bit of a pullback. So the fear and greed index is also pulled back a little bit, which is very interesting. How sometimes it's coinciding together. The market pulls back a little bit, and we're seeing fear as well. Right? Bitcoin hit 67,000, now back to 64,000. Ooh, suddenly we're in 15, or what was that? Yeah, 15. So that's very interesting to look at and what's happening on the fear side right now. That fear that Clarity Act won't pass, and then what? We have to wait till next year. What happens if the Republicans lose the elections and midterm elections, and then there's the probabilities after that drop significantly. Maybe not until the next midterm elections can we, get this passed. If Republicans can get back power, so it's very complicated. And right now, this is weighing on the crypto market significantly. You see, every kind of little bit of maybe tiny bad news, it really weighs down on the market. But we also have, positive signs. Senator Bill Hagerty, author of the Genius Act, said he hopes Clarity Act signs into law in July. We need to get this done. It's important to get this done. It's critical to maintain America's innovation edge. Listen, the senators understand this, but they don't want to get a deal into law that isn't good for the American people or has these kind of, like there we were talking about the ethics part, and then there's the of course the combining of the agriculture committee part and the banking committee part. combining that together, it's not an easy job, right? It's different, and all the legal framework. So these things take time. It's not willy nilly 1 2 days and everything's, they can't just put it in Chat GPT and say combine the two laws together and make it good. Maybe they can. I don't know. Maybe that would be a better outcome, right? But it's an interesting situation. It's a complex situation, and I'll continue to track it and continue to tell you what's happening. Now, if we go back about 12 hours or even more to the Fed meeting, so we talked about that last night. Kevin Moore says inflation is a choice. He says, I've said this for years. Today, this committee has unambiguously and unanimously decided we are going to deliver on that. We will fix 5 years of misses on inflation. Now, you get to a situation, and this takes time, right? When you have a company, for example, that had a bad CEO for many years, that did bad stuff, that made bad decisions. On the first few weeks that the new CEO comes in, right, he can make changes, but it takes time. It might take 6 months, a year to really turn things around. Kevin Warsh is saying, hey, I can't come in and, fire everybody, right? You can't do that, but they have some plans in place. They have decided to stop with the forward guidance. So they're going to be usually what was happening was the Fed was telling us, okay, this is the forward guidance, and then the market would react according to that. Well, now the market has released from the forward guidance, and it has to start acting on its own merit and think for itself. And this is a big change because the market is used to the Fed telling it what is going to be happening in the next 6 months and planning accordingly. Now, of course, the inflation data that comes out can affect that. But this is a big change for the markets, and in the stock market, the crypto market. It will take time for everything to shift a little bit and the market to kind of feel itself out. Right now, oil is still sitting at around 75. Not a big change there. So we'll see what's going to happen from there. We still have the competition going on BTCC. If you're interested, 3,500 XRP going to be given out to one person, only one winner. Do you want to be that winner? Link is in the description down below. You can sign up using my link and be part of the competition. Please trade responsibly. And again, 3,500 XRP giveaway to the person that wins the competition that has the highest trading amount. Okay. Don't forget to smash the like button. Check out the links in the description down below for this X, BTCC, and some others as well. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. And like I always say, let's make a lot of money.